But
Yeah,
they're back.
the only time I the only time I flew during the, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the insurance tax. The only time that I flew, during the pandemic was, for my dad's funeral. But it was not during a surge. It was in between the summer surge and then the later in the year surge. And I mean, everything went smoothly.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of people flying. I mean, the planes were full. So I don't really know how it ebbed and flowed.
Okay, now I have a really weird tangent off of what you just said. You flew back for your father's funeral, but there are so many funerals that have been postponed until after the pandemic when people can start flying again, get back on planes. I wonder if we're going to see a weird surge in the funeral business, in the number of people who are requesting services and all of the things that go along with a service. I just wonder if, as a business, kind of looking at it in a business way, here's one more thing we're going to start to see surge, and will we see random shortages in things like we saw in lumber and things like that during, as the pandemic then ramped up?
Well, I can assure you that there was increased pressure on all of the mortuaries, the cemeteries. In Judaism, you're supposed to be in the ground within 24 hours.
Which I don't know how they did that.
They didn't. It's very simple. They were not able to. My dad wasn't buried within 24 hours. They couldn't. It was not possible. You had a limited number at the cemeteries. There were a limited number of funerals per day that they could do.
Oh.
Okay, because you need the guys to lower the whole thing, and so there was strictly limits, and people were just backed up, waiting. Well, yeah. Also, your dad died.
That's
another thing.
The worst part.
Wow. You know what? We can't. Listen, it's time to go. I don't want to end Handle on the News like this.
On funerals?
On anything like that. So, what do you say? Let's go to story 16, Jen, if you don't mind. Because this is going to be music to many people's ears and mouths and tum-tums.
I'd like a bite of a churro and a chicken dumpling and a rice cake at Costco. Costco is bringing back the free samples, baby. Woo!
Giving out free samples.
Yeah, they'll be behind plexiglass. They'll be made in smaller batches. The lines are going to be
stupid
out the door for these samples. But the other thing is, I know they buried the lead, I feel, in this story about samples coming back to Costco. They're going to be introducing a new improved churro in the food court.
I never thought the churro was bad in the first place. What's a new and improved one?
It's going to blow your socks right off of your feet. That's how good it's going to be. All right, that is Handle on the News, and it's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Talk without the tilt.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
They want out. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. A lot of people have made the escape from LA for this Memorial Day weekend.
Vaccinations have fueled travel to the highest level since the beginning of the pandemic. More than 78,000 people passed through TSA checkpoints at LAX on Friday. And AAA says 37 million people nationwide would be hitting the road for this long holiday weekend. It's projected that nearly 3 million people will be traveling from Southern California with top destinations including Vegas, the Grand Canyon, Zion, San Diego, and Yosemite. So good luck in through Barstow later today.
Welcome to the human race.
Chris Ancarlo, KFI News.
Still love that he points out Barstow. News is brought to you by Rooter Hero Plumbing. LA County Public Health officials say if everyone at Memorial Day gatherings, if everyone is fully vaccinated, they can meet up indoors and outdoors without having to mask up or social distance. But if someone from more than one household is not vaccinated, they still need to wear masks and keep a safe distance from others. As of Friday, 9.5 million vaccine doses had been administered in the county. The rewards increased to $400,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person who shot and killed a 6-year-old boy on the 55 freeway in Orange. A business has added $65,000 to the fund. Police believe a woman was driving a car when a male passenger shot at the boy's mother's car as they were on their way to his school. President Biden will visit Tulsa, Oklahoma tomorrow to mark the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa massacre. Over the weekend, hundreds of armed black men and women marched in Tulsa as part of the National Black Power Convention. It was scheduled to coincide with the centennial, and this marcher says she was moved.
What happened to these folks in 1921 is there's no word for it.
On May 31st, 1921, a white mob attacked what was known as Black Wall Street, and hundreds of people were killed. Solemn remembrance events will happen across the U.S. today to mark Memorial Day. ABC's Karen Travers says the president will be at an observance event at Arlington National Cemetery. The president will participate in a wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and deliver remarks honoring those who gave their lives in war, serving in defense of this nation. This Memorial Day will look a lot different from last year, with people ditching their masks, heading outdoors, and gathering for 2 big events. The Chinese Communist Party says it will now allow couples to have 3 kids instead of just 2. It says it wants to slow the aging of its population because that's putting stress on the economy and the society. And Helio Castroneves has won a record-time 4th Indianapolis 500. He won the race in 2001 and 2002. Then he won it in 2009. That put his name alongside IndyCar icons A.J. Foyt, Rick Mears, and Al Unser Sr., all who have 4 wins. Let's check out some trouble on the 210.
Eastbound side of San Bernardino, it's at Del Rosa Avenue. A crash here has left 1 car on its side, blocking the 2 left lanes there. Emergency crews are still working on clearing things out of the way, and your ride comes to almost a complete standstill as you come away from Waterman. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by injury attorney, Superwoman, Superlawyer.com, Jeff Ball, and the 405.
Good morning. Thanks for taking us along for the ride here. A little bit of an issue that's been working for a while now in the San Fernando Valley. Now, it's northbound 405 at Roscoe. It was a crash earlier, but there was some guardrail repair noticed after the crash, so there are delays a little bit north of Sherman Way up through Roscoe. Southbound drive coming out of the San Fernando Valley is just wide open. And great news if you were listening earlier. Now, South 101, the Hollywood Freeway at Vineland, just past the interchange, that has cleared. That was yet another. We had so many overturns this morning. It's very strange. But the South 170 and the South 101, through the Quanka Pass all the way to downtown, it's all looking good. So is the South 5 now, coming out of Burbank to East LA. Good speed. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, Superlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
And the southbound 5 leaving Anaheim from Anaheim Boulevard. Your ride to the 55 is 10 minutes, and it'll take you 15 minutes to reach the 133. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Soren Crump.
Well, the Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Phoenix Suns in playoff game 4 yesterday. Final score was 100-92. The round 1 series is now tied at 2 games apiece, and game 5 is tomorrow at 7. The Clippers sort of thrashed the Dallas Mavericks yesterday as well. Final score was 106-81. They tied their playoff series at 2 games each. Game 5 set for Wednesday. I'm Morgan Cook, KFI Sports.
We all have wished at one time or another if we could just do 2 things at the same time. Well, if you're about to refinance or purchase a new home, here are 2 things you should absolutely do at the same time. Apply with at least 2 lenders. Mark Tice here from HMS Capital. Having 2 loans processed at the same time accomplishes a couple of important things. First, it maintains continuing competition for you, the customer, right up to the finish line. This results in a lower interest rate that saves you money. Second, it improves your chances of a successful transaction by eliminating the dependence on a single lender. HMS Capital requires no advance fees to apply, there's no appraisal fee, and no credit fee. With our razor-sharp interest rates, we are completely confident that no matter how many lenders you apply with, we will win your business. So call HMS Capital today and let us show you how doing 2 things at once really can save you money. Call HMS Capital at 833-255-5698. 833-255-5698. That's 833-255-5698. Or go to hmscapital.com.
Best Capital Funding NMLS number 303222 in California. DBO Finance Lenders Law License 60DBO 37652. Doing business as HMS Capital.
833-255-5698.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. Your first step towards your dream kitchen should be a totally free in-showroom showroom consultation with my friends at the Kitchen Store. Experienced kitchen designers, a 7,000 square foot showroom, state-of-the-art computer design, 12-month same as cash financing, pricing that beats the big boxes, all right off the 405 in Culver City. For more than 50 years, the Kitchen Store is the place for kitchen cabinets. Dial 310 Kitchen. That's 310 Kitchen, or find them on the web at 310kitchen.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a mostly sunny day ahead, but warmer. Highs are going to be in the mid-60s to the mid to upper 80s. We could see some 90s for tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll start to cool it down by the weekend, back into the upper 70s and low 80s. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app. It is Memorial Day. Take a moment to remember someone, or collectively everyone. And you know what? It definitely feels like we're coming out of the pandemic, right? We know that travel over this Memorial Day weekend was out of control. Crowds on the roads, crowds at the airports. It started, I think it started Wednesday. I started noticing, holy heck, there's way more traffic than there normally is in the getaway corridors. But this is sort of interesting on Memorial Day that the pandemic is not completely over, and although there'll be a lot of things this Memorial Day that will be like we remember them being, such as travel, the beaches. The beaches are expected to be quite crowded this weekend. You're going to see a lot of cops if you go to the beach. LAPD is going to be out there at Venice Beach, Dockweiler Beach, Orange County. If you go to the beaches there, you're going to see a lot more law enforcement than you're used to. Huntington Beach Police Department in particular is going to have a lot of extra people. And let's be honest, and I mean no offense to the fine city of Huntington Beach, but they need it because they seem to keep having a lot of stuff go down in Huntington Beach. Malibu, this is crazy to me. Malibu is, of course, expecting a bunch of people today. Every year, Memorial Day weekend, Malibu has to coordinate with all of the following. The city officials from Malibu, they meet with the LA County Sheriff's Department and the Fire Department and the County Beaches and Harbors Department. They also have to pull in some people from the California State Parks, Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority, and the Highway Patrol. And they all have to find a room big enough for everybody to get into, or maybe they do it virtually now, and they have to coordinate everybody's part in handling the crowds that descend on the Malibu area. However, at the Los Angeles National Cemetery, which is on Sepulveda, they are not back to normal. Usually they host a big in-person Memorial Day program there, and you'll see big crowds. But it's not going to be like that. For the second year in a row, they're not hosting a big event on site. Also, for the second year in a row, and this is very disappointing, because every year, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts go to the LA National Cemetery and they put those little American flags on the grave sites. Can't do it. Couldn't do it last year. Still can't do it this year. Next year, things will be back to normal. Now, they did at the cemetery, they let, if you have family buried there, they let you come on and put a flag at the gravesite of your family member. And they're open, but, you know, normally they're able to do a lot more. And they just can't. And so, I would say this Memorial Day, as far as, like, are we back to normal? Yeah, in a lot of ways. Beaches are open, trails are open. If you can get a reservation, you can go to Disneyland. You can eat inside of a restaurant. There's lots of people in the stands at the baseball games now. The limits on private gatherings, they're mostly gone. Because, of course, the big thing that is different this year from last year is vaccines. Vaccines are readily available. And thank goodness enough people have gotten the vaccine to really help out with this problem. But it's not 100% normal yet. And it's just a little, it tugs at me a little bit. The Boy Scout, Girl Scout thing, I don't know why that detail is the one that I really, it's like, because it's so, what an act of service. These kids, and they go meticulously and put the little flags, and they can't do it. They couldn't do it last year. They can't do it this year. So please, let's just, I'm appealing to the following. People who haven't gotten the vaccination. I'm also appealing to God. Let's end it. Get vaccinated. I don't want to hear your BS about, I don't want it, it's the mark of the beast, there's a microchip in the vaccine, it's my body, my choice. Get out of my face. Get the freaking vaccine so you can get all your freedoms back. But then sort of to God or the universe, whoever, I'm worried about that variant in Vietnam now. They said they just discovered a variant of the coronavirus in Vietnam that has features of the British one and is it the Indian one? Can you help me here? Do you remember the other one?
Oh, the other variant?
Yeah, the new variant in Vietnam has features of the British variant and another variant. I don't remember if it's South Africa variant or India. Anyway,
I want to say
and
for
they're
sure.
saying it spreads very, very quickly through the air. So it's like, look, if it's God, if it's just the universe working what it does, please don't drop some extra deadly vaccine antibody resistant variant on us. Can you just, yes, we're wicked, we're super wicked, there's no doubt about it, okay? And I know, you look at the Old Testament, you know what happens? You know what happens when people are too wicked? By the way, wicked based on the prevailing mores, because Sodom and Gomorrah, that stuff was destroyed over stuff that now is actually, a lot of that's protected by civil rights laws, depending on where you're. You know what I'm saying? So wicked, 5,000 years ago, wicked is not today's wicked anymore. But based on current contemporary standards, I know what can happen if we're all too wicked. But please,
try to bring it full.
Please, this one time with this one thing, can you give us all a pass? Can you? Yes, we suck. That is true. Oh my God. But, come on. We have been through a lot. Amen. Let's get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee. It's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
We were just talking about travel and how busy it's been this weekend, and travel at LAX is no exception. There were 78,000 people passing through TSA checkpoints on Friday alone. The owner of a hat store in Tennessee is doing some damage control after advertising yellow Star of David patches that read "not vaccinated." Apparently, they look just like what the Nazis forced the Jews to wear during the Holocaust. And a Boston Celtics fan is facing charges after throwing a water bottle at Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving. The fan was arrested and banned for life from an arena after last night's NBA playoff game. We'll take a look at your drive on the 5 with the KFI in the sky next.
Dwight here from Mesa. Getting a new garage door is much easier than you think. You call us, we come out, measure, and in a few days we install your new garage door. Simple, easy, affordable. Normally a new Mesa garage door is $949, but today I'm slashing the price to $699. You save $250. Plus, I'm throwing in the installation free, bottom seal free, and I'll even pay your sales tax. Be one of the next 11 callers, and I'll throw in our exclusive Quiet Glide system, dramatically reducing the noise of your garage door. Normally $199, now absolutely free. If you're just looking to get your existing door repaired, we're continuing to waive our $99 24-point inspection fee for those that need garage door service. To take advantage of this special offer from Southern California's #1 garage door company, grab your cell phone and dial pound 250 and say Mesa Garage Doors. Dial pound 250 and say Mesa Garage Doors.
Lowe's is your go-to for great gardening values every day. Select bagged mulches now just $2.88 a bag. Shop online and pick up in-store. Lowe's, home to the best part of summer. Selection and product availability vary by location while supplies last, U.S. only.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny with highs mid-60s at the coast and the mid to upper 80s inland. This report is brought to you by Lowe's. Let's check out your drive on the 5.
Heading northbound through Norwalk, it looks like things are moving really well right now. I'm not seeing anything in your way. From Pioneer Boulevard, your ride to the 710 is 10 minutes, and it'll take you 15 minutes to reach downtown. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Bob checking an issue on the 118.
You betcha, around Granada Hills now. Indeed, speeds are way up, so please be careful. And Soren and I warn you about this stuff. But westbound 118 just past 405. Driver with a rig and a car. They've tangled somewhat barely over to the shoulder. So again, just be careful coming through there. After you get through that, though, it's wide open in the Simi Valley. Same thing for the eastbound side. And now driving through Calabasas, so we've had a lot of this morning. People dropping stuff. Westbound 101 at Lost Hills now. That's past Las Virgenes. A pipe bouncing around the middle lane. Pretty large pipe, I will report. So, again, be careful going through. Eastbound side now coming out of Calabasas. Full speed all the way over to the 405. Enjoy for a change. Injured in an accident. Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the Sky.
And the latest update from Traffic Karma, Orange County travel is up 12% week over week. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Soren Crump.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Life hacks. What would life be without them? Here's a life hack you may not have thought of. Using Allstate's low auto rates to save money. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Hello. Hi, Monica. I'm a helpful Southern California Honda person, and I'm calling to give you a random act of helpfulness.
Oh, my gosh.
We heard you'd like help building a podcast studio.
Well, I'm putting together a small entrepreneur business.
Okay.
I'm currently unemployed due to pandemic. I wanted to start a podcast.
Oh, cool.
Just to set myself up a small studio where I'm able to put my ideas out there, as well as probably help others who have something to say and they just don't have an avenue to do it.
Well, Honda would like to help. We're going to get you the recording equipment you need.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Whew.
Today, we helped start a podcast, and we can help you too. Right now, you can get 0% APR financing on an award-winning Honda SUV, like the 2021 HRV. Visit SoCalHondaDealers.com to find the helpful Honda dealer near you. For well-qualified buyers on approved credit through Honda Financial Services. Monica is a real person and was paid to be on the radio.
Looking for your next investment? Want to cash out of stock market risk and volatility? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's proven real estate development fund. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized and bonuses to 21% targeted. We strategically locate in lower risk, high demand areas people are moving to. New construction is short on supply. Real estate affords diversification and safety from stock market risk and volatility. We have substantial property assets selling out every month supporting your investment. Our short and long-term strategy provides for steady returns today and major upside targets. Our buildings are socially responsible, environmentally friendly, and pandemic hardened. We are an industry leader with a 15-year proven track record. Hedge against inflation and receive steady cash flow. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
I think we all gained a COVID-15 and need a diet, but if you're someone who struggles with weight your entire life, you know diets don't work. It's time to call West Medical and experience the Da Vinci X surgical system that gives hyper-precision to weight loss surgery and a faster recovery. West Medical is the only place in the country with this breakthrough outpatient surgery, and it's covered by most insurances. Make that call today. The consultation is free. Change your life. Call 1-800-WEST-MED or visit westmedical.com.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Don't spend more than you have to on your mobile service. Spectrum Mobile could save you up to 40% versus what you're paying now, and nationwide 5G is included in every data plan. Plus, Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and has the most reliable mobile service, coast to coast, with no hidden taxes, fees, or contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com today. 40% savings based on a comparison of single-line comparable unlimited plans amongst major national carriers as of 1/27/2021. Fastest overall speed, most reliable, based on Nielsen speed test, latest SCP report, and route metrics.
Let's have a safe and peaceful Memorial Day weekend. And thank you to all who put their lives on the line. KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
AM 640 live everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app. Bill Handel Show. Wayne Messick in for Bill. He has had back surgery. Now it's just a matter of that recovery time, and then he'll be back here, hopefully sooner than later. Top stories we're watching for you at KFI. At least 22 people were shot. 2 of them were killed instantly. Early yesterday, 3 assailants jumped out of a vehicle and started shooting into a crowd outside a birthday party concert at a rented banquet hall in Miami. They had high-powered rifles and handguns. They showed up, they shot, they left, and police are still on the hunt for them. Oh boy, it is graduation time. And up in Stockton, there was a big flap doodle over the graduation speech given by the principal at Skagg High School. His name is Ben Nakamura. And after he gave the commencement speech at the first of 3 ceremonies, because I'm assuming this is because of COVID, they didn't have one massive graduation ceremony. They split it into 3 different ones. It was outside. And people did not appreciate Principal Nakamura, or I should say ex-Principal Nakamura, getting into some more personal matters during the speech. Here is a little bit of it.
Ceremony.
The Board of Trustees, this past Tuesday, voted 3-4 to remove me as your principal and not listen to the community, nor the students, nor the families, nor the staff of Skagg High School.
Shortly after he...
So, because that is true, that happened. He was voted out as principal, but I guess somehow he got himself on stage there, which is, if I understand it correctly, that's a violation of the rules that they had. They're saying that the district saying no principals were allowed to give a speech. You could have principal introductions, but his remarks didn't follow the COVID-19 guidelines for what remarks you can have. So he gave that speech, and he gets down off the stage, and he is met by 2 guys from the district police department who escort him off the premises, and he was not allowed to attend session number 2. He was not allowed to attend session number 3. And I guess, this is not the best going out in a blaze of glory story that I've heard where somebody's been fired. In fact, I just heard about this. This is a slight tangent, but it has to do with a person who's been fired but still has access for some final gesture. There was a community theater production of Oliver. And the guy playing, Bill Sykes? Am I right on Oliver, Bill Sykes? Oh boy, who do I sound like right now?
Hello, Handel.
Yeah, I think that character's name is Bill Sykes. But you know what? I will look it up myself. Yeah, I'm right. Bill Sykes, the villain. So
is he the husband? Sorry, no, I'm confused.
He's the guy that was played by Oliver Reed in the movie.
No, it's okay.
Here's the bottom line, all right? I've never seen Oliver. All right, are you happy now? But, so, the guy playing Bill Sykes was canned from the production, except they didn't have an understudy, so he had to do one more performance. So in the final performance, and they just should have canceled the performance, but in the final performance, at the end, he goes over to Oliver, and he pretends to strangle Oliver, and then and the actor playing Oliver's like, what do? I guess I go with it. You know, so he pretends to be strangled to death, and then the guy announces to the audience, Oliver is dead. And that was his final performance there. So look, if you fire somebody, you can't give them that last, shot of things. Anyway, so this guy up in Stockton, this principal, I read somewhere where they did something where they voted to get rid of him for budgetary reasons, and then they opened up the position, or they were getting rid of him because of budgetary reasons, and they reopened the position, and he applied. He just reapplied for the job, and they voted not to give him the job back, and then he did what he did, which is shared his job trouble with the students. And what was interesting is he's talking about, they're getting rid of me, the community wants me, right? The teachers want me, the students want me, the parents want me. But I did notice I did not hear any real reaction. So I don't know if that's just people were stunned that he would bring it up at their graduation, or that he didn't have the level of support that he thought he did. That's the part that was uncomfortable, because, man, if I ever have to come out and go, like, KFI's fired me, but, against the wishes of everybody, and I don't hear thunderous, roaring applause, it's going to really hurt. It's going to hurt more than getting fired in the first place.
And I was right. It's Bill Sykes is the one that she sings the song, As Long As He Needs Me.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, that's what it was about.
Coming up later in the show, Jen will be performing selections from Pippin.
I don't know Pippin. Pick another one.
Hey, we're going to get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee, and then when we come back, there is a big flapdoodle about building a school in Van Nuys. The neighborhood does not want it. This is KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The CHP says the person has been shot in the arm in what they think was a car-to-car shooting on the 101 freeway in Studio City. CHP says the shooting happened about 3:30 this morning. Officers found the injured driver on an on-ramp to the freeway. He was taken to the hospital for treatment. The Coast Guard says it stopped a people smuggling boat off San Diego and took 17 undocumented immigrants into custody. It said the boat was spotted yesterday, and the 17 people detained have been turned over to the U.S. Border Patrol for processing. The New York Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is calling for a Senate vote on her bill to reduce bias in deciding which military sexual assault cases get prosecuted.
To take biases out of the system across the board, you need a trained military prosecutor to make these decisions about whether it should go to trial. That takes it out of the chain of command.
Gillibrand said that would virtually eliminate bias against sexual assault victims and racial minorities. She says despite a recent rise in cases, there are fewer convictions. A voting bill in Texas has failed to pass because Democrats walked out of the House chamber before a midnight deadline last night. The bill would have ended drive-through voting, given more power to poll watchers, and brought in new requirements for voting by mail. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he will call a special session to try and get the bill passed again. And another journalist in Belarus has been detained. ABC's Inez de la Cuetara says the chief editor of a popular internet news site also had his house searched.
Police justifying their search by accusing Aliaksei Shota of extremism without giving any additional details. This comes just days after a Ryanair flight carrying journalist Roman Protasevich was forced to land in Belarus, with Protasevich arrested.
She says it's part of a crackdown on independent journalists and opponents of the Belarus president, Lukashenko. Let's clear up your drive on the 210.
Eastbound side in San Bernardino at Del Rosa, an earlier crash involving an overturned car that was blocking the two left lanes that now has been cleared out of the way, and it looks like things are moving back up to top speed. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by Injury Attorney, superwomansuglory.com. Jeff Bott checking your ride to LAX.
You betcha. Well, right at the top, I just want to give you a heads up. LAX is pretty busy this morning. There was quite a departure crunch going on there for a while. The upper level was kind of busy, but getting there really is a pretty good drive. Even leaving the San Fernando Valley, believe it or not, South 405 up and over the hill all the way down to LAX is looking good. The 105, which is always plagued by something this time of the morning, even that's looking good. North 405 Long Beach up is good. Southbound now, a little bit past the 710 earlier. There was a little bit of a small fire around Cherry, so just be careful going through, but you should be able to stay in pretty good shape. Injured in an accident, visit superwoman.superlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
And heading southbound on the 605 through Baldwin Park, your ride looks pretty clear from a lower Azusa Road. You ride to the 105 in 15 minutes, and it's a 25-minute trip to the 405. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Soren Crum.
Why call Sweet James Accident Attorneys when you're hurt in an accident? Well, here's a real-life story how Sweet James helped a professional painter who, prior to his accident, traveled the world selling his art. His art was his main source of income. He was involved in a major collision. His injuries left him unable to paint. Contacted Sweet James Accident Attorneys, and they helped him get the medical care he needed and hired an art appraiser to prove that he lost wages because of his injuries. That's going the extra mile. Sweet James was able to settle his case for $1 million. Every case is different, and they can't guarantee the outcome. Call them for a free consultation anytime. 800-500-5200, 800-500-5200, or visit sweetjames.com. The Dead Spirit of Justice.
SoCal weather from KFI, mostly sunny with highs mid-60s at the coast to the upper 80s inland. We could see some low 90s for tomorrow and Wednesday. Cool it back down into the upper 70s and low 80s at the end of the weekend. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
If you're looking for a reason to go to Morongo, don't worry, you've got a million. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
All the things. The slots, the table games, the pool, the spa, the restaurants, the bars, and all the good times.
Number 2.
Baseball, beer, big screens, and sideline bar. What else do you need?
And the number 1 reason.
We're the safest. We're ShareCare verified by Ford's Travel Guide.
Morongo. Play it safe. Good times.
It's okay if you're wondering how the COVID-19 vaccine got here so fast. It was record time after all. And when you're ready, here's your answer. No steps were skipped. No shortcuts were taken. Years of research and determination paid off. Let's get you there. Let's get to immunity. Learn more at vaccinateall58.com or call 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Hey, it's Conway here. Are you looking to sell your home fast without doing any repairs? Then you need to call my friends at Sunday. Sunday will buy your home as is and give you the best possible price. Sunday buys homes off market in any condition. Here's how it works. If you have a dated property or an inherited property that you can't or don't want to keep, or even a house with structural issues, or a house that you simply don't want to fix up in order to sell, call Sunday to get your no-obligation cash offer. With Sunday, you don't have the hassle with showings, cleanings, repairs, or even realtor fees. Sunday will give you an immediate cash offer and can close on your timeline in as quick as 10 days. The process is so easy, you can even get a $10,000 cash advance if you need cash prior to closing. So go to Sunday.com, that's SUNDAE.com, that's Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com, or call them, 800-25-OFFERS. That's 800-25-OFFERS.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
KFI AM 640.